Hello and welcome back. Today we're doing puzzle number 87 in the Fiendish Logic Puzzle book from Puzzle Baron and Stephen P. Ryder. This one is called Tiny Homes. We have 7 different homes of 7 different sizes, bought by 7 different customers for 7 different prices in 7 different cities. Let's jump right in. Number 1, the $29,000 house is 30 square feet smaller than the house going to Yountville. We're looking at increments of 15. Good. Okay, so 29,000 is not going to Yountville. And then Yountville is 2. Okay, and of the Ingram's house in the $25,000 home, one boasts a roomy 170 square feet. The other will go to Mission Viejo. So that means the Ingram's house is not the $27,500 home, and the Mission Viejo is not 170 square feet. Zimmerman's house is larger than the one going to Kennebunkport. So that means it's not going to Kennebunkport. Can't be the smallest. Kennebunkport can't be the largest. Nielsen's home is 45 square feet larger than the Kirby's. Okay. Good. The Davidson's house sold for either $27,500 or $36,000. Davidson. Okay, that's funny because, well, that's interesting because the $25,000 has to either be 170 or Mission Viejo, and $36,000 is in our next clue. That is that the 140 square foot house and the one that sold for $36,000. There you go. One is for the Davidsons, and the other will be delivered to Unionville. Wow, that's really interesting. So, okay. All right. So, we have 2 that say the Davidsons might be 36,000. Now, so if Davidson's house isn't the 36,000, then it's the 140 square foot house, and it's the 27,500. Is there anything that tells us that 27,500 couldn't be 140 square feet? Only if it's Mission Viejo. Oh. But the plot thickens because in clue number 8, of the Davidsons. All right. The plot actually doesn't think it because this actually just gives us our answer. Of the 2 homes sold to the Nielsen and the Davidsons, 2 in the same category. One sold for $38,000, the other is going to Yountville. The Davidsons cannot be for $38,000. It must be $27,500, $27,500, or $36,000. Therefore, the Nielsens is our $38,000. And the Davidsons are going to Yountville, or they live in Yountville, rather. There you go. All right. Nielsens are 38,000. Oh, the most expensive one. We saw them coming. So the plot doesn't thicken, it actually thins out quite a bit. Right. Okay, so the Davidsons have to be 36,000 or 140 square feet, and also Yountville. Now, if they're not the 36,000, then they're the 2750, which has to either be 170 or Mission Viejo. I think this calls for a tree. Okay, a tree. Davidson family. Okay. They must be either 36,000 or 27,500, all right? They also have to be 140 square feet. 170 square feet, which wouldn't work. Or Mission Viejo. Alright, okay, because, so we got that. So it has to be 36 or 25, or 275. And if it's 275, it has to be 140. But the 275 has to be 170, or Mission Viejo. And do we know anything about Mission Viejo? Can it be 140? We don't know yet that it can't be, but our next clue gives us some information about the 140 square foot house, so that'll be quite interesting. All right, now we have an incomplete list clue, but it's 6 out of 7, so that's good. So 6 of the houses are the one going to Kennebunkport, the 140 square foot house, the 4 that sold for 25,000, 29,000, 35,000, and 36,000. Okay. So none of these can be 140. And none of these can be Kennebunkport. Okay, so how does this affect our Davidson tree? 140 can't be Kennebunkport, but it could still be Mission Viejo. Number 10. The $35,000 structure is 45 feet smaller than the one that sold for $32,200, which wasn't bought by the Pratts. So the Pratts which wasn't bought by the Pratts. Okay, so 35 is smaller than this one. And good. There we go. In fact, let's write out that relationship because we have another one that's 45 square feet smaller. So we have the Kirbys. Then we have the Ingram's house is 15 square feet larger than the one going to Eagle Grove. So Ingram's not going to Eagle Grove, and it's 15 larger. And number 12, the most expensive house is 45 square feet larger than Shaver Lake. That's 38,000. That's also the Nielsen's, right? Okay, so since the Nielsen's is the most expensive, that means that the Kirbys are in Shaver Lake. I'm glad we wrote out those relationships. All right, I don't think there's anything to put on the chart yet, but that was a great first round. Okay. Okay. Number 1, the $29,000 house is 30 feet smaller than Yountville. Right? Okay, the Ingrams and the $25,000 house. One is 170, the other is Mount Viejo. Okay, so the Ingrams... No, that's good. I was going to say it has to be... The Ingrams have to be Mount Viejo or any house that could be 170, but it looks like we already got that. Excuse me. Nielsen home is 45 square feet larger than the Kirby's. Nielsen is 38,000. Good. Kennebunkport is 95 or 155. Oh. Kennebunkport is either 95 or 155. That's a huge clue I skipped. Sorry about that. So, the Ingrams actually can't be Kennebunkport. We didn't have that. Because it has to be Mission Viejo or 170, and that can't be 170. Davidson's house is 25,000 or 36,000. And the 140 has to be 36,000 or... No, it has to be the Davidsons or Unionville. Okay, 6 of the houses are the ones going to Kennebunkport, the 140. The 4 that sold for 25, well, you could say. Let's see. How can we clean this up a bit? Okay, how about this? $170 cannot be the Nielsens because they are not the Ingrams and they're the $38,000 house, not the $27,000 house. And that means the Kirbys can't be 45 less than that. And of course, can't be here. The Kirby is Shaver Lake. So can the Davidsons be 140 square feet? 170 square feet? I don't think they can, because if we look at our lovely tree, they have to be 36 or 25/7. And if they're 36, if it's 36,000, then it wouldn't be the Ingrams, it'd be the Davidsons, and it wouldn't be 25,000. But if it wasn't 36, it would have to be 2750, 27.5. In which case, it would have to be 140 square feet, and and Mission Viejo, but I don't think it can be 170, so get rid of that too. Why do I have that the Davidsons are Yountville again? Oh yeah, because of that. Oh, well there you go, right there. Yeah. So by that logic, the Davidson is definitely on this house on this list because it has to be either 140 or 36. Not that that helps us much. Okay. 2750. I want to look at that. I want to look at 2750. Has to be 170 or Mission Viejo. Okay. So I'm thinking that 2750, 500 cannot be Kennebunkport because Kennebunkport can't be 170 or Mission Viejo. Great. That means that Kennebunkport cannot be 95 because 95 can't be the only other two remaining options, 38 or 3250. That means Kennebunkport must be 155. So that's Yountville, can't be there. Okay, hopefully. Now it can't be 29 because of the list, and Yountville. 29,000. Now can't be 155. So this can't be Yountville, right? Lovely. Ingrams are 15 feet larger, 15 square feet larger than Eagle Grove. And that means, since Eagle Grove can't be 155, it's Kennebunkport. The Ingrams are 15 larger than Eagle Grove. So that means the Ingrams can't be 170. So that means they must be Mission Viejo. So that means 170 is that 27,500. The Ingrams are Mission Viejo. Okay, and the Davidsons now cannot be 2750. Doesn't line up. They must be 36. And there's only one place where those two overlap. So we have a full set. Right. All right, and the Davidsons is 36,000. That means the 140 square foot is Unionville. Unionville. All right, and we have two square footages that can only be 3225 or 38,000. So nothing else could take that spot. And tightening that up gives us our 25,000. It's the biggest one for some reason. I guess you're paying for quality over quantity. Okay, so that becomes Fullerton or Mission Viejo. Probably not Mission Viejo. Or maybe, I don't know. Carvey is Shaver Lake, right? That means... Good. Grum. Mission Viejo has to be, aka the Ingrams has to be 15 feet larger than Eagle Grove, yes. So that's still good, but that can go. All right. All right. Number 3, the Zimmerman's house is larger than Kennebunkport. Good. That means it has to be 25 or 2750. It's weird how the most expensive ones are the least expensive ones are the biggest ones. I guess you're paying for smaller. That's what they value in these houses, I guess. Okay. Let's fill in the thing a bit. Davidson. Okay, good. All right, the $29,000 house. Oh, there we go. $29,000 house is 30 feet smaller than Yountville. 30 feet smaller. There we go, and that should also give us 35,000. Let me just fix that up. And check. So 29,000 becomes good. I think that this 170 is the one that isn't on the list because it's not 140. Kennebunkport is 155, and then it's not any of the four amounts. So one of the other two, one of them is going to be Kennebunkport, the other one's going to be 140. Okay, 2750. That's very good. 35. Oh, 3,500 is 45 feet smaller than 3,225. There we go. Good. Good. All right, we have all of our prices. All right. 38 is Nielsen, which is 45 more than Kirby. Shaver Lake. Okay, yeah, 95 is Kirby for 29,000 in Shaver Lake. All right. That gives us our Eagle Grove, which is 15 less than the Ingrams. So 180 square feet is the Ingram family for $25,000 in Mission Viejo. That gives us the Zimmermans. So, let's see, 170 is the Zimmermans for $27.5 in Eagle Grove. That gives us Fullerton. Actually, that gives us all of our cities. The 32 to... This one is not the Pratts, so it must be the Underwoods, so the Pratts are here. And that should be everything. So 110 is the Pratts. 35,000 in Fullerton. The Davidsons are 125, 36,000 Yountville. 140 is Nielsen. 38,000 Unionville. Right. 155 is Underwood. 3225 Kennebunkport. 170 Zimmermans. And I did the rest of them. So let's just check the answer in the back of the book. Okay, I see Kirby, Pratt, Davidson, Nielsen, Underwood, Zimmerman, Ingram. Good. Okay, 29, 35, 36, 38, 32, 27, 25. Good. And Shaver Lake, Fullerton, Yountville, Unionville, Kennebunkport, Eagle Grove, and Mission Viejo. We got it. All right. Now I'm going to clean up the rest of the board and use this time to thank you all so much for watching. I don't know why I assumed that in the context of this puzzle that they were going to families, these houses. I think, actually, I hate to see it, you know, those reality shows or whatever where parents move kids into these tiny homes. So I don't know why I assumed that's what was going on. I really should read the blurb, I guess. No, that can't be right. Yeah, it can't be right. It's not right. Voila! Thanks for watching!